On-duty nurse simply checked the patient's pulse. She found that he had been dead for quite some time. However, she did not panic. She looked into the trash can and found an empty penicillin vial. She immediately realized that the true cause of death was an allergic reaction. The woman was fully aware that someone was trying to frame her. She was quickly arrested. Outside, the deceased's family was furious. In the next moment, the deceased's father pulled out a knife and charged at her. But the woman, as if she knew in advance, dodged just in time. She managed to save her own life. In fact, the woman had already died once before. In her previous life, she had been falsely accused and suffered the family's revenge. She died without ever knowing who had framed her. Perhaps heaven took pity on her. She was reborn to the time just before the patient's death. At that moment, her brother came in with their adopted sister. Just like in her previous life, they wanted her to cover the night shift for the younger sister, until the adopted sister handed her an injection vial and asked her to administer it to the patient before 8 a.m. Seeing this, the woman suddenly realized the truth. The ones who wanted to frame her were her own brother and adopted sister. She took the vial but deliberately let it fall, shattering it to pieces. Her brother blamed her for scaring their younger sister, but when she said it slipped from her hand, he didn't press the matter further. He only asked her to hurry up and cover the night shift. Just as they were about to leave, the woman called them back immediately. She then firmly refused to help. "I have an emergency surgery later." She left without looking back, no longer obedient like in her previous life. After leaving, she went to the patient's room, still filled with doubt. She found that the patient had already died in the middle of the night, and in the trash can, she found the empty penicillin vial. Thinking that the patient was severely allergic to penicillin, she realized why her foster sister was in such a hurry to change shifts. She was trying to frame herself for medical malpractice. Since her brother and adopted sister had conspired against her, she would not sit idly by. "Hello, is this a law firm? I have a case for you. Money is not an issue." The next day, the family learned that the cause of their son's death was unclear. They also discovered the empty penicillin vial. Furious, they immediately announced they would file a lawsuit. To protect themselves, the nurses revealed that it was the adopted sister who was on duty that night.